In this video, I'm going to be discussing how to correctly fill and use sandbags. You would think this is a very self-explanatory task, but from a lot of footage, a lot of pictures I've seen out of Iraq and Afghanistan, apparently it's not, because people are using sandbags incorrectly. Now it could be that their leadership just never was not taught the correct way to do it also. First, I'm going to show you how to fill a sandbag. Use a E-tool, brand new sandbag. They come in bundles of like 50 or 100. Open it up. The soil you typically put in sandbags is the soil you're digging out of a fighting position. Or it's from a big pile that's been dumped for this purpose. This is typically a two-person job. One person holds the sandbags, does the tying off, one person does the filling. And then they change out after so many bags. Now when you're filling the sandbag, the person that's holding it usually gives it a good shake every so often. You only fill a sandbag to between 2/3 to 3/3 or 3/4 of the way in the bag. You can overfill sandbags. When that happens, they do not conform properly to your construction. Now, when you got it filled to the right amount, twist it, take your two ties, one goes one way, one goes the other way, give it a couple good wraps, and then tie it off. Now if it's going to be a permanent position, it's going to be in there very long term, you know, do a real good knot on it. Otherwise just do a quick tie off. Now once you've filled the sandbags, you use them. Typically, sandbag construction should be double walled. You should have 2 layers of sandbags. I'm showing you a corner here. Now, for correct placement, a lot of sandbags have a seam on one side where they're sewn together. The seams always go to the inside of the wall. Even if it's the inside layer, that seam would go facing another sandbag. The openings should always face the inside of the wall also. They should be brought in, the tail tucked under, and then placed like these are. You should never have an exposed opening to the outside. I was told that that increases the chance that the bags will fail then, especially under enemy fire. Now as you see here, you overlap them. And I'll show you how to start the next layer on this type of wall. You bring it up, take your opening, tuck it to the inside, put it in. The next bag, brought up, tuck it, put it in place. Now, another thing with sandbags, with each layer, you have to tamp them down. Use an E-tool, a large wooden mallet, or a board. So before you lay down the next layer, go through, You're trying to level it out and also fill up any gaps between the bags. Now for this next one, I'm going to show you for single layer how to do an edge. Now this over here is going to be an opening into the position. So what we do, we half fill a sandbag do like normal, twist and tie it. Now when we place it, tuck it under, put it in, and then you tamp it into place with the other bag. The next one that would be put in front of this would overlap just a little bit. That gets tamped in. And then your next layer will go on like so. Now if it's single layer like this, if there are any seams along the outside edge, you're going to put them to the inside of the position. Sandbags are very simple. They do last a while. There is a shelf life on sandbags that are exposed to the elements. These plastic ones last the longest. The canvas ones have the shortest shelf life. Anywhere from 6 months to 12 months is what I've typically seen for those under wet conditions. So you can find all the information on this stuff in FM 5-34 Engineer Field Data. There is also a newer version of it. It's something like FM 3-34. That is the latest versions that they're issuing now. They've changed the numbering system on military FMs and TMs and so forth. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and Militia movement, always remember, essayons.